In the early 1960s, the creation of the anthology science fiction television series, The Outer Limits, began. The producer, Joseph Stefano, had a clear vision for the show and started the challenging casting process. For the lead roles, many actors were considered based on their previous work and potential to bring depth to the complex characters. One of the first key decisions was selecting Andy Griffith for the part of Control Voice, the unseen narrator guiding viewers through each episode's storyline. His soothing yet authoritative tone proved perfect for setting the mysterious atmosphere of this classic. Casting the commander of a spaceship, Dan Mulaney, led Stefano to choose Adam West, who would later become famous as Batman. Although he initially tested for another character, his charismatic performance convinced the team that he was ideal for this critical role. Meanwhile, Abby Dalton, known for her work in TV westerns, landed the part of the tough but caring reporter Judith Calvert. Her ability to balance strength and vulnerability made her an excellent fit for the strong female protagonist. As the episodes progressed, new faces joined the cast, including Robert Culp, Martin Landau, and Shirley Knight. Each brought unique qualities to their respective parts, enhancing both the emotional resonance and suspenseful elements of the stories. During the audition phase, the producers looked for talented performers capable of tackling diverse genres, while maintaining credibility and engaging audiences. Chemistry tests between potential leads also played a significant role in shaping the final roster. These screen tests allowed creators to observe interactions among various combinations of artists before making their ultimate selections. One notable example occurred when Grace Lee Whitney shared scenes with Leonard Nimoy. Their undeniable connection ultimately influenced Gene Roddenberry's decision to include them in Star Trek just 1 year later. Throughout the production of The Outer Limits, careful consideration went into every acting choice. From established stars like Andy Griffith to up-and-coming talents like Adam West. By focusing on character dynamics and individual performances, the creative forces behind this iconic show ensured its lasting impact on generations of sci-fi enthusiasts. The Outer Limits was a groundbreaking TV series known for its unique directorial vision. Leslie Stevens, the creator and executive producer, brought together a team of talented directors who shared his passion for science fiction and pushing boundaries. One notable director was Byron Haskin, whose background in visual effects influenced the show's distinctive aesthetic. He approached each episode like a mini-movie, focusing on strong visuals and innovative special effects that set it apart from other television shows of the time. Gert Oswald also directed several episodes, contributing his European sensibility to the mix. With roots in German expressionism, he favored moody lighting, unusual camera angles, and surreal sets, all hallmarks of the distinct look of The Outer Limits. Collaboration between these directors and the rest of the production team played a crucial role in realizing the overall vision. They worked closely with writers to translate scripts into compelling visual stories. Art directors built intricate sets, while cinematographers experimented with new techniques to capture them. Costume designers created futuristic outfits, and makeup artists transformed actors beyond recognition when needed. Cast members appreciated this collaborative spirit too. Actors were encouraged to contribute ideas during rehearsals, leading to more dynamic performances. This inclusive atmosphere fostered creativity and led to some truly memorable moments throughout the series' run. However, despite individual differences in style, each director adhered to certain guidelines established by Stevens. These included maintaining a consistent tone of suspense and mystery, and ensuring every episode contained thought-provoking themes exploring social issues or philosophical questions. Through this unified approach, The Outer Limits became greater than the sum of its parts. Released in 1963, The Outer Limits is a beloved sci-fi TV series that has left a lasting impression on its viewers. With its unique blend of humor, suspense, and drama, it continues to captivate audiences today. Did you know that the show was almost canceled after its first season due to low ratings? Fortunately, it found new life in syndication and became a cult classic. Many fans hold treasured memories of staying up late to watch episodes, discussing plot twists with friends, and even dressing up as their favorite characters for Halloween. Throughout its run, The Outer Limits tackled complex themes such as technology, morality, and humanity's role in the universe. From robots questioning their own existence to alien invasions threatening Earth, each episode offered a fresh perspective and sparked imagination. Get ready for some surprising trivia. Did you know that Rod Serling, creator of The Twilight Zone, originally pitched the Outer Limits idea? or that the iconic opening narration "There is nothing wrong with your television set" was inspired by a real-life incident involving broadcast interference. As we delve deeper into this classic, prepare to learn more fascinating facts about casting choices, behind-the-scenes mishaps, and unforgettable scenes. Some will make you laugh, others may bring tears to your eyes, but all are part of what makes The Outer Limits so special. Do you have a fond memory associated with this TV series? Was it the thrill of seeing monsters come alive on screen? Or perhaps the joy of sharing laughter during humorous moments? We would love to hear your stories and personal experiences related to The Outer Limits. Share them in the comments below. In the early 1960s, the television industry saw the creation of a groundbreaking science fiction series, The Outer Limits. This classic show was known for its unique storylines and innovative production methods. The set designers played a crucial role in bringing the futuristic visions of the writers to life. They created an array of otherworldly landscapes and spaceship interiors that were both unsettling and fascinating. To achieve this, they used unconventional materials like foam rubber, plaster, and fiberglass to construct alien creatures and bizarre environments. One notable example is the iconic control voice character, which was realized through a combination of practical effects and creative lighting techniques. The eerie voiceover narration, delivered by actor Vic Perrin, accompanied visuals that often featured extreme close-ups of mechanical gears or swirling patterns, enhancing the sense of mystery and unease. When it came to filming locations, The Outer Limits frequently utilized soundstages at MGM Studios in Culver City, California. However, they also ventured outdoors for certain scenes. Episodes were shot across various Southern Californian deserts and mountainsides, providing a stark contrast to the artificial sets. These natural backdrops added depth and realism to the otherwise fantastical proceedings. Despite these advancements, producing The Outer Limits wasn't without its challenges. Tight budget constraints forced the crew to think outside the box when creating special effects. For instance, they would recycle props and set pieces from episode to episode, modifying them slightly to represent different items. Additionally, shooting schedules were rigorous, sometimes completing several episodes concurrently to meet deadlines. Among the technological innovations introduced during the making of this series was the chroma key technique. Also known as green screen, this process allowed producers to superimpose actors onto background plates seamlessly. While rudimentary compared to today's standards, it opened up new possibilities for visual storytelling and remains a staple in modern filmmaking. All in all, the makers of The Outer Limits managed to overcome numerous obstacles while pushing boundaries in terms of visual style and narrative complexity. Their efforts resulted in a captivating viewing experience that continues to resonate with audiences even today. The Outer Limits, a groundbreaking television series from 1963, remains a beloved classic among science fiction enthusiasts. This innovative show offered a unique blend of horror, fantasy, and speculative fiction that captured audiences' imaginations. With its thought-provoking storylines and impressive special effects, The Outer Limits continues to resonate today. Many talented individuals contributed to the success of this iconic series. Leslie Stevens, its creator, was known for his ability to weave complex narratives that explored timely themes. Joseph Stefano, the showrunner, brought his expertise as a screenwriter to craft engaging scripts that kept viewers on the edge of their seats. Notably, The Outer Limits featured some of the most prominent actors of the era. Martin Landau, Adam West, Robert Culp, and many others graced the small screen in memorable roles. These accomplished performers lent their talents to bring depth and nuance to the characters they portrayed. Despite being nearly 6 decades old, The Outer Limits still holds up remarkably well. Its production values may seem dated compared to modern shows, but the stories themselves remain compelling and relevant. Many episodes tackle universal human experiences like fear, love, and loss, while exploring ethical dilemmas posed by new technologies. One notable aspect of The Outer Limits is how it transcends typical genre boundaries. While primarily considered science fiction, the series often delves into elements of mystery, suspense, and even comedy. Each episode stands alone, offering a self-contained narrative that can be enjoyed individually or as part of the larger whole. Overall, The Outer Limits represents a significant milestone in television history. Its impact extends beyond mere entertainment. It has left an indelible mark on popular culture and inspired countless subsequent productions. Whether you're a fan of classic TV or simply appreciate quality storytelling, The Outer Limits is worth stepping into. In the early 1960s, The Outer Limits graced television screens, delivering a unique blend of science fiction and horror. A key element that elevated this series was its haunting musical score, which still resonates today. Dominated by dramatic orchestral cues, the music enhanced both the narrative and emotional tone of each episode. Composer Dominic Fortier played a pivotal role in crafting the unforgettable themes and incidental music for The Outer Limits. With over 50 years of experience in the industry, he drew inspiration from various genres, including classical, electronic, and avant-garde, to create a truly distinctive sound for this classic TV series. Fortier aimed to evoke feelings of tension, mystery, and unease through his compositions. He often used dissonant harmonies and unexpected instrumental combinations to keep viewers on edge. For instance, blending harpsichord with brass created an eerie atmosphere fitting for the strange stories presented in the show. When recording began, Fortier worked closely with a team of skilled studio musicians who brought his vision to life. Together, they experimented with new techniques, like running instruments through tape delays and echo chambers, resulting in otherworldly sounds that perfectly suited the out-of-this-world content of The Outer Limits. One notable example is the iconic opening theme, Grid, where ominous tones set the stage for episodes filled with suspenseful storylines. This piece effectively establishes viewer expectations, preparing them for the unusual sights and situations soon to unfold. Another memorable aspect of the show's sound design lies within its innovative use of sound effects. These elements were frequently integrated into the score itself, further blurring the line between music and audio enhancement. By doing so, Fortier and his collaborators managed to heighten the overall impact of every scene, ensuring maximum audience engagement. While The Outer Limits had limited success during its initial run, it has since become a cult favorite among sci-fi enthusiasts. Its groundbreaking approach to storytelling and unforgettable musical accompaniment continue to inspire modern creators working across different media platforms. Even now, fans can appreciate how the masterfully composed score enhances each twist and turn of this timeless series. In the early 1960s, two notable actors, Leonard Nimoy and David McCallum, made appearances in the popular science fiction television series, The Outer Limits. Later, Nimoy gained widespread fame for playing the logical Vulcan, Spock, in the iconic franchise Star Trek, its animated version, and the adult cartoon series Duckman. Interestingly, during an appearance on Today in 2009, famed newscaster Ann Curry admitted her childhood infatuation with Nimoy's character, confessing her admiration openly before embracing and kissing the actor who graciously returned her affectionate gesture. On the other hand, McCallum became a household name through his leading roles in The Man from UNCLE, where he played a suave Russian spy, and later on in NCIS as the lovable chief medical examiner Dr. Donald Ducky Mallard. His talent transcended generations and continues to resonate among fans even today. Both actors have left indelible marks across various genres and media forms, demonstrating their remarkable range and adaptability in storytelling, making them undoubtedly cherished figures in entertainment history. Their time spent together working on The Outer Limits proved to be just one stepping stone in their vibrant careers. One of the most memorable scenes in the 1963 TV series, The Outer Limits, occurs in the episode titled Demon with a Glass Hand. In this scene, protagonist Trent, played by Robert Culp, faces off against a menacing robot known as the Goloth. As Trent tries to outsmart the machine, we see a masterful interplay between Culp's acting chops and innovative special effects. Director Byron Haskin uses dramatic lighting and tight framing to heighten tension, while Culp delivers his lines with grit and determination. At one point, he tells the Goloth, "You can't kill me, I don't exist yet." This exchange encapsulates the sci-fi thriller's exploration of time travel and human identity. Cinematographer Conrad Hall utilizes high-contrast black and white imagery to create a stark atmosphere, amplifying the unsettling nature of the encounter. According to Hall, we wanted to capture the sense of otherworldliness to make viewers feel like they were stepping into another dimension. This particular sequence has left an indelible mark on audiences due to its unique blend of suspenseful storytelling and visual flair. Its influence extends beyond television, inspiring countless films and shows featuring sentient machines and complex narratives. Despite airing over half a century ago, it remains relevant today, proof positive that great art transcends temporal boundaries. In the early 1960s, actress Sally Kellerman shared a stage with Yvette Mimieux as part of the all-male quartet The Four Preps during her high school years. Around the same time, another future star, David McCallum, began his journey in the entertainment industry. Much later, in 2016, McCallum added Once a Crooked Man to his list of accomplishments, an espionage novel blended with mystery thrills and humor, published by Minotaur and spanning 337 pages. Notably, it was Leonard Nimoy who introduced the famous Vulcan nerve pinch concept in Star Trek, which first aired in 1966. As they sought ways for their unarmed character Spock to subdue opponents without resorting to physical force, Nimoy played a key role in creating one of science fiction's most iconic moves. Released in 1963, this classic sci-fi television series, The Outer Limits, quickly gained popularity among viewers due to its unique blend of horror, science fiction, and thought-provoking storylines. The show resonated deeply with audiences, providing them with thrilling episodes that often delved into societal issues and ethical dilemmas. One factor contributing to the series' success was its innovative format. Each episode featured a new cast of characters and self-contained stories, which allowed writers to explore various genres and tackle diverse topics. This approach kept audiences engaged and eagerly anticipating each week's narrative. Moreover, The Outer Limits significantly influenced popular culture, inspiring numerous future productions. Its iconic opening narration, "There is nothing wrong with your television set," combined with the experimental visual effects, left an indelible mark on both contemporary and modern sci-fi works. Additionally, several renowned actors graced the small screen through this series, further solidifying its status as a significant contributor to television history. Furthermore, the show did not shy away from addressing complex cultural and social themes. Episodes frequently touched upon controversial subjects like government control, technological advancements, human nature, and the consequences of unchecked power. By presenting these ideas in fantastical settings, the series encouraged viewers to critically examine their own beliefs and values. For instance, one memorable episode titled The Architects of Fear revolves around a group of scientists who attempt to create an alien invasion hoax to unite humanity against potential global threats. This premise serves as a commentary on fear-mongering and manipulation by those in positions of authority, topic still highly relevant today. Additionally, another episode entitled Demon with a Glass Hand explores artificial intelligence and what it means to be human. Through captivating plot twists and engaging character development, the story challenges audience perceptions of consciousness and identity. Overall, The Outer Limits served as a powerful platform for exploring challenging concepts and fostering dialogue surrounding critical social and cultural issues. Decades after its initial release, its influence can still be felt throughout the entertainment industry and beyond. In an odd coincidence, George Macree's movie debut in Commando Strike at Dawn has him playing a schoolteacher. His first lines in the movie include the words, "I'm writing a novel myself." In his final movie, The Return of Count Yorga, he portrays a professor, and his final line is, "You haven't read my book." At just 18 years old, Sally Kellerman was offered a contract with Verve Records by Norman Granz. Unfortunately, stage fright daunted her from performing live, and she never got beyond the stage of making demos, and the deal eventually lapsed. She was 35 when she released her first album, Roll with a Feelin', and she met Barry Manilow just before he became a major recording star. He produced 4 tracks with her, but Manilow's label, Bell Records, wasn't interested in the material. The album eventually released with Decca Records. In 2009, Kellerman released her second album, Sally, which was produced by Grammy Award winner Val Garay, and was released with the Music Force Media Group. Sally Kellerman appeared with Regina Taylor and Terry Hatcher in Eve Ensler's The Vagina Monologues. In 1963, the television series The Outer Limits caught audiences off guard with its unique blend of science fiction and philosophical commentary. This groundbreaking show gained significant praise from critics and viewers alike, who admired its thoughtful storytelling and visual effects. Notably, Jack Gould of the New York Times lauded the program, describing it as an imaginative excursion into Fantasyland. With striking visuals and complex narratives, The Outer Limits stood out among other TV shows during its time. Audiences were captivated by each episode's exploration of diverse themes like artificial intelligence, parallel universes, and human nature. Moreover, this classic earned several award nominations throughout its 2 seasons on air. For instance, in 1964, the series was nominated for 3 Emmy Awards, one for outstanding program achievement in the field of drama, another for outstanding writing achievement in dramatic programming, and finally, for outstanding achievements in dramatic programming, and finally, for outstanding achievements in art direction and allied crafts. Although the show did not win in any category, these recognitions further solidified The Outer Limits' reputation as a high-quality production. These accolades meant much to everyone involved in creating this memorable series. Not only did they validate the hard work put forth by cast members, writers, directors, and crew, but also helped pave the way for more mature, intelligent sci-fi programming. Ultimately, the lasting impact of The Outer Limits continues to resonate today, inspiring future generations of creators and fans alike. Interestingly, some actors, including Leonard Nimoy, David McCallum, Cliff Robertson, Barbara Rush, and Peter Breck, have appeared in both The Outer Limits and its 1995 revival. Nimoy has often shared the story behind the famous Vulcan salute in Star Trek, which actually originated from his childhood experiences in a synagogue during high holiday services. During the blessing ceremony conducted by Kohanim, who belonged to the priestly tribe of the Hebrews, young Nimoy noticed the unique hand gesture created by stretching their fingers, forming the shape of the Hebrew letter Shin, the initial letter in the word Shaddai, meaning Almighty. This memory inspired him to introduce the gesture as the Vulcan salute in Star Trek. Additionally, many scenes and several entire episodes of The Outer Limits were filmed on location at series creator Joseph Stefano's residence, named Villa di Stefano. The production company even adopted this name, demonstrating the intimate relationship between the creator's personal life and the series itself. During the filming of this classic, The Outer Limits, the special effects team had their work cut out for them. They used a technique called slit-scan photography to create some of the otherworldly images seen on screen. This involved placing a narrow, moving slit in front of the camera lens while the film was exposed. The result? Swirling, psychedelic patterns that hinted at realms beyond our own. One day, things didn't go according to plan when a piece of equipment malfunctioned, causing sparks to fly. Fortunately, nobody was hurt, but the incident left actress Sally Kellerman shaken. She later recalled how the experience made her realize just how dangerous movie making could be. Meanwhile, writer Joseph Stefano faced his own challenges behind the scenes. Known for his work on Hitchcock's Psycho, he brought a unique vision to The Outer Limits. However, network executives often clashed with him over content they deemed too frightening or controversial. In one instance, they even threatened to cancel the entire series if he didn't tone down a particular script. Despite these hurdles, the cast and crew persevered, creating a groundbreaking television show that continues to captivate audiences today. In the original run of The Outer Limits, an episode called Arena led to lasting hearing problems for two of its stars, Leonard Nimoy and William Shatner. Both actors suffered damage to their ears due to a nearby special effects explosion, with Nimoy experiencing issues in his right ear and Shatner in his left. Interestingly, a planned pilot episode for the series titled The Forms of Things Unknown, featuring David McCallum, Vera Miles, Cedric Hardwicke, and Barbara Rush, was ultimately rejected by network executives. Instead of letting it go to waste, series creator Joseph Stefano incorporated it into The Outer Limits as the finale for the first season. Leonard Nimoy's portrayal of Spock extended beyond just one series, making appearances in 3 distinct shows: the original series, the animated series, and even Star Trek: The Next Generation. His iconic character transcended generations and media formats, becoming a beloved figure among science fiction fans. The Outer Limits, a 1963 sci-fi television series, left an indelible mark on the film industry. This classic delivered thought-provoking stories that often veered into the unsettling and eerie, pushing boundaries for TV of the time. Its innovative visual effects paved the way for future productions, making audiences question their understanding of reality. One notable aspect was its unique blend of genres like horror, fantasy, and psychological thriller, which proved influential for anthology shows like The Twilight Zone and Black Mirror. Additionally, its episodic nature allowed writers to explore various themes and ideas without commitment to ongoing storylines, something still common today. Several successful directors have cited The Outer Limits as inspiration, including Steven Spielberg, J.J. Abrams, and James Cameron. For instance, elements from certain episodes found their way into films like Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Star Trek, Terminator, and even Gremlins. Moreover, some standalone episodes served as pilots for later spin-offs, proving how fruitful the format could be. Another significant contribution lies in its emphasis on socially relevant topics, woven seamlessly into fantastical narratives, touching upon racism, war, technology ethics, among others. Decades later, these approaches continue to resonate, influencing modern storytellers who aim to entertain while sparking meaningful conversations. In essence, despite debuting over half a century ago, the legacy of The Outer Limits remains strong, shaping both our viewing habits and cinematic language. As we delve deeper into new territories of narrative and technology, one cannot underestimate the profound impact this groundbreaking series has had on our collective imagination. In the television series The Outer Limits, actress Jacqueline Scott became known for her role as Dr. Richard Kimball's sister, Donna Taft, in The Fugitive. Meanwhile, Leonard Nimoy, who later gained fame as Spock in Star Trek, had a mineral named after him in Star Trek IV. The Voyage Home, the mineral, aluminium sulfide, gets its name from the first 5 letters of Nimoy's last name spelled backwards. Lastly, during the original airing of the series finale, The Probe, a live announcer interrupted the Control Voice's closing statement, stating that the King family show would be seen next week in this time slot. However, in reruns, viewers could hear the regular Control Voice closing for The Probe. In the early 1960s, 2 talented composers, Dominic Fortier and Robert Van Epps, worked together to create the hauntingly memorable score for the first season of The Outer Limits. They combined new compositions with reused music from earlier TV shows like Stony Brook. For the second season, Harry Lubin took over, introducing fresh tunes while also incorporating melodies from past series such as One Step Beyond. Interestingly, before becoming famous for his role as Spock in Star Trek, Leonard Nimoy had already shared screen time with Malachi Throne in 4 separate productions. Their collaborative efforts included appearances in Mission Impossible, Assault on the Wayne, and Star Trek: The Next Generation. Off-screen, actor George McCready formed a close friendship with fellow thespian Vincent Price during their stage performances in Victoria Regina. So much so, that Price referred to McCready as a swell egg in a letter home, expressing gratitude for his presence and companionship. Did you know that David McCallum, known for his role in The Outer Limits, was once considered for the role of the Doctor in Doctor Who? Before Tom Baker was cast, McCallum was briefly taken into account, but the production team opted for a different direction due to budget constraints. In the 1980s, he was again considered, but by then had established himself in the United States. Additionally, McCallum was under consideration for the guest role of Dr. Judson in The Doctor Who serial The Curse of Fenric Part 1. George McCready, another actor who appeared in The Outer Limits, received his distinctive scar from a car accident during his college years. While driving with some fraternity brothers, their vehicle slid on ice and collided with a telephone pole. As a result, McCready sustained injuries that required stitches from a nearby veterinarian. Unfortunately, this encounter led to him contracting scarlet fever, possibly due to insufficient hygiene practices by the medical professional. Lastly, Leonard Nimoy, famously associated with Star Trek, contributed his iconic voice to the introduction at the Muger Omni Theater in Boston. Although unrelated to The Outer Limits, it remains a fascinating fact worth noting. In the 1960s, David McCallum, who later starred in The Outer Limits, tried his hand at music, recording 4 albums for Capitol Records with music producer David Axelrod. One of his compositions, The Edge, gained significant recognition when it was sampled in Dr. Dre's The Next Episode, Mia by Missin' Links, and No Regrets by Masta Ace. Meanwhile, Leonard Nimoy, another actor in The Outer Limits, landed his career-defining role as Spock in Star Trek due to his previous collaboration with Gene Roddenberry in the World War II drama The Lieutenant. Producers sought a tall, slender man to portray an alien crew member, leading them to remember Nimoy's earlier performance. As a result, he became synonymous with the beloved Vulcan character. On the other side of the screen, The Outer Limits cast member Martin Landau came from a family deeply rooted in immigration. His parents, Morris and Selma Landau, hailed from Austria before settling in America. Together, they raised 3 children, Martin and his sisters, Eleanor and Constance. With a background in manual labor as a machinist for a sewing machine firm, Morris contributed significantly to their upbringing, providing stability for the future acting prodigy. In the early 1960s, Please Stand By was set to become the title of a new television series. However, due to lingering fears from the Cuban Missile Crisis, the name was changed to The Outer Limits. Years later, the control voice would echo the original title during commercial breaks, urging viewers to please stand by. Henry Silva, one of the actors featured in this classic series, has intriguing roots. Born in New York City around 1928, according to the 1930 census, Silva's parents were both natives of Puerto Rico. This Latin heritage likely contributed to the rich diversity found among the cast members. Another notable actor in The Outer Limits was Robert Duvall. His lineage boasts some prominent historical figures, being related to none other than Confederate General Robert E. Lee, and even President George Washington through marriage ties. Fittingly, Duvall portrayed Lee in the movie Gods and Generals, making the connection between these prestigious ancestors all the more tangible. Before appearing in this iconic TV series, Duvall gained recognition playing Atticus Finch's son Jem in the acclaimed film adaptation of To Kill a Mockingbird. Indeed, many talented artists lent their skills to bring The Outer Limits to life, leaving lasting impressions beyond just this captivating series. During the mid-90s, actress Sally Kellerman appeared in several stage productions, including Anthean and Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. In addition, she starred alongside Michael Hogan in the play The Lay of the Land, later adapted into a film where she reprised her role opposite Ed Begley Jr. Gene Roddenberry, creator of Star Trek, was known to be a frequent visitor to the set of The Outer Limits. Impressed by its quality, he went on to utilize some of its crew members, cast, costumes, and props for his own iconic television series. As for actor Robert Duvall, after playing General Robert E. Lee in Gettysburg, he took on the same role in the prequel Gods and Generals. Interestingly, Martin Sheen had portrayed Lee in Gettysburg, while both actors had previously worked together in Apocalypse Now. These instances demonstrate how talent can intertwine across various projects over time. Moving on to some individuals associated with the Outer Limits TV series, let's start with Robert Duvall. He has two brothers, William and John, and they all shared a unique experience when Robert directed the film Angelo, My Love in 1983. Both of his siblings had roles in it as singers. Don Gordon was another notable figure who contributed significantly to various genres, including science fiction. Known for his distinctive jawline and angular face, he made his mark in films and television, frequently portraying men engaged in legal conflicts. His talent found a fitting home in shows like The Twilight Zone, The Outer Limits, and The Invaders. Lastly, we have David McCallum, one of the surviving cast members from the classic film The Great Escape, released the same year as The Outer Limits. Sharing this distinction with John Leighton and William Russell, their collective memory serves as a testament to the lasting impact these works continue to hold. In the early 1960s, two notable figures in the entertainment industry, Robert Duvall and George Macready, embarked on separate ventures that left lasting impacts. Duvall, who would later appear in 8 films enshrined in the National Film Registry, made an appearance in the TV series The Outer Limits. Around the same time, Macready, along with actor Vincent Price, opened a popular art gallery in Beverly Hills, attracting renowned personalities such as Katharine Hepburn and Greta Garbo. Duvall's career continued to flourish, leading him to be considered for iconic roles in various films. For instance, he was taken into account for the part of Dr. Hannibal Lecter in The Silence of the Lambs, which ultimately went to Anthony Hopkins. Meanwhile, Macready's gallery became a bustling hub for social interaction among Hollywood elites until its closure due to conflicting schedules. These occurrences serve as testaments to these individuals' influential presence within their respective fields during that era. In the early 1960s, a television series named The Outer Limits captured audiences with its unique storytelling. Years later, it saw a resurgence, leading some actors like David McCallum and Leonard Nimoy to make appearances in both versions. Quite a rare occurrence in the industry. David McCallum graced the screens in 2 episodes titled The Sixth Finger and Forms of Things Unknown, portraying different characters each time. Later, he returned for another episode called Feasibility Study in the 1995 version. His fellow actor, Leonard Nimoy, also shared this distinction. He featured in productions such as Production and Decay of Strange Particles and I, Robot. Interestingly, he reprised his role as Thurman Cutler, but in the 1995 adaptation of I, Robot. Sally Kellerman, known for her work outside of this iconic series, took part in theater performances after her stint in The Outer Limits. She starred as Madame Zinzani in Titro Zinzani, and played Dolores Montoya in Blank Theater Company's revival of The Wild Party. These stars left indelible marks on this classic series, creating memorable moments that continue to resonate among viewers even today. In the early 1960s, The Outer Limits made its mark on television offering a platform to several artists who had been sidelined by the Hollywood blacklist a decade earlier. Among them were Jeff Corey, Marcia Hunt, Kurt Conway, Lloyd Goff, Howard Da Silva, and Sam Wanamaker. This classic series became a stepping stone for their return to the screen. Interestingly, Leonard Nimoy, known for his role in Star Trek, had a unique experience while filming a two-part episode titled Unification for Star Trek The Next Generation in 1987. Due to his busy schedule, Part 2 was shot before Part 1. Meanwhile, Robert Duvall, a co-star in The Outer Limits, has an impressive resume, being associated with 8 Oscar-winning acting performances. These include Gregory Peck in To Kill a Mockingbird, John Wayne in True Grit, Marlon Brando in The Godfather, Robert De Niro in The Godfather Part 2, and Beatrice Straight, Faye Dunaway, and Peter Finch in Network, as well as Jeff Bridges in Crazy Heart. His work in this series is just one part of a long and successful career. Did The Outer Limits leave a lasting impression on you? This groundbreaking 1963 sci-fi series pushed boundaries with its thought-provoking storylines and special effects. If it left you sitting on the edge of your seat, we'd love to hear your memories. Perhaps certain episodes made you ponder existential questions or sparked your imagination. Maybe you were fascinated by the innovative visuals or even inspired to explore careers in television production. Whatever your connection may be, we encourage you to engage with us. Tell us about moments that captivated you or scenes which resonate deeply. Share your thoughts below, like, and share this post. And don't forget to hit that subscription button for future discussions exploring timeless films and shows that have shaped our collective viewing experience. Let's celebrate these classics together.